At the time of this recording, we've now spent a good solid 2 weeks with the S22 Ultra. A few bumps in the way, but now we are finally at a point with enough testing and findings to give you our thoughts on Samsung's ultra premium S series device for 2022. Hi, Ben from SamMobile. If you enjoy new and exclusive videos like this, then be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos on YouTube with SamMobile TV. Here is our experience review of the S22 Ultra after 2 weeks. We've been using the Phantom Black version of the S22 Ultra, and we have to say, when it comes to the matte finish in terms of the look, the feel and quality, Samsung have basically perfected this look. Holding the device does indeed feel heavy, but this weight is a good kind of heavy, and it's helped by how well balanced and also distributed it feels. As you would expect, the materials being used here are top grade with Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus on the front and back, and also the use of armor aluminium, and just the overall fit and finish of the device does give you the confidence that every part of the device feels worth the money. One of the things we're still not sure of is the rear camera design. Now, the individual standalone camera rings do go for a clean, elegant approach and are finished off in very high quality. It just doesn't have the same character and boldness from that of the S21 Ultra, and especially since this is meant to be an S series Ultra device, it doesn't have the same feel and selling factor as such. It's really down to the fact that the design language really does scream Note series through and through, and in fact, many people that have seen me using the S22 Ultra instantly thought it was a Note device. Really, it's the boxy flat top and button design, and also the more extreme front curve in the back. It really does mirror more of a direct follow-up to the Note 20 Ultra, which is not a bad thing. It's just something to consider in regards to being an S series Ultra device. This finally allows the return of the S Pen into the frame of the phone. Now, I do wish Samsung made more effort to bring the S Pen location back to the right side, and also the volume rocker to be on the left side, symmetrical to the power button, and maybe to add a matte finish to the overall frame rather than glossy, but these are just more personal preferences. Overall, this is a well put together phone. Quickly getting the audio experience out of the way, in regards to the dual speakers, to my ears and listening to them, it seems like there is a slight improvement to the overall clarity at all levels up to maximum, and still with minimal to no noticeable distortion. Now, testing it next to the S21 Ultra, the improvement honestly is very minor, and you do really have to listen for it. The new 6.8-inch dynamic AMOLED 2X panel with the high resolution QHD Plus does use LTPO generation 2 to enable the adaptive range of 1 Hz to 120 Hz, plus a really good maximum brightness output, which is set to peak now at 1750 nits. Now, so far, we've not encountered any display issues, which is definitely great to see. This means any feedback on the display experience is really just down to our own personal use case. Firstly, we do miss the slightly less curved front display of the S21 Ultra, and if we had our own way, a completely flat display would honestly be the way to go. Next, the haptic feedback has been refined, and this is something I noticed really made a difference to the typing experience on the S22 Ultra, and even nicer experience than it was before on the S21 Ultra, which is great to see. Also, moving on to the ultrasonic generation 2 fingerprint sensor is still super quick, super accurate, and still leads the way as the best in-display fingerprint sensor you can get. Not to forget that the S Pen support for the display is still here and picks up exactly where the S21 Ultra started. Now, with low latency at 2.8 milliseconds. I gave this to a Note 20 Ultra user recently, and I was pleased with their reaction, stating that it feels closer to writing on paper than ever before. Great stuff. On that note, well done Samsung. This is officially and also technically your best display yet. As I'm based in the UK, my variant of the S22 Ultra is using the Exynos 2200 with 12 GB of RAM and 256 GB of internal storage. The overall day-to-day performance has been great, and that is honestly to be expected with all the performance and specs it packs for an Ultra phone. Now, only once or twice on day 1 or day 2 of using the S22 Ultra did I notice a major lockup, which did require me to restart the phone for it to work smoothly. Now, I haven't experienced this or been able to replicate this issue based on my usual usage patterns, but overall, the performance is great. As time goes, we'll see how this new X-Clip 920 GPU holds up, and also what developers will take advantage of features like VRS with variable rate shading and also hardware-based ray tracing. But for now, you should be good when it comes to the gaming experience. Sadly, testing the camera has proved to be a big challenge for me here in the UK between the 10th of February until now, recording this review on the 24th of February, no thanks to storms and the extremely bad weather on a daily basis that pretty much I've been experiencing here. In light of that, we did our best to put together our thoughts of the S22 Ultra so far after 2 weeks with the camera. Let's talk about the strengths, weaknesses, and some overall improvements and additions we would still love to see from Samsung. Strengths. The edge detection when using portrait mode, especially when in daylight, is excellent and sees a great improvement overall. The overall color science is improved and follows a more warmer look and tone. The extreme end of using space zoom yields more stable and usable results compared to before. Night mode does see overall better improvement from the selfie, rear cameras, and even when using portrait mode on both 1x and 3x zoom. Video portrait mode finally adds stabilization. It does apply a crop compared to before, so just bear that in mind when using it. As nice as 8K video is, only having 24 frames a second mode with no 30 frames a second or even pushing 60 frames a second in addition to a massive additional crop which adds no video stabilization still makes it a niche showcase feature to have. Now, for all the talk of improvement to nighttime video from Samsung, things look the same to us compared to the S21 Ultra for the front and the rear camera. Last for now is still not being able to switch between all the camera lenses in video mode when you're recording 4K 60 frames a second, just like you can do with 4K 30 frames a second. You still have to stop recording to switch lenses unless you're changing just to the front camera back to the main rear camera. Overall though, the camera is still solid. Let's just hope for better weather conditions here so we can do a follow-up on our long-term review within the year. Out of the box, the S22 Ultra is running Android 12, but now with One UI 4.1. We did a feature roundup video of what we've discovered so far with One UI 4.1 compared to One UI 4.0 on the previous S21 Ultra, so definitely check that out. The main takeaway with One UI 4.1 is now that with RAM Plus, you can select between 2, 4, 6, and 8 gigabytes of internal storage as virtual RAM. You still can't fully disable this feature, and also be warned, if you want to change the default amount from 4 gigabytes that's been selected, then it will ask you to restart your phone. Apart from that, it's One UI 4 in all its glory, and also with all the same great S Pen features you've come to know and love from the Note 20 Ultra, but of course refined and also especially improved when it comes to things like more accurate and faster handwriting to text recognition and also lower latency. Topping that off, Samsung now gives you 4 generations of OS version updates, meaning that the S22 Ultra should make it all the way to Android 16 and actually beats what Google offers on their Pixel phones and brings the fight closer to Apple for long-term software support. We've documented the battery life experience of the S22 Ultra, taking into account not only the screen on time, but also the screen off time, accounting for total usage within a day. My testing of the battery consisted of always using the 120Hz adaptive refresh and also leaving adaptive brightness on, and also never using Wi-Fi and only using mobile data. The things that did change was either using 5G or forcing the S22 Ultra to use no more than 4G only, and also either using QHD or FHD for the display resolution. In terms of my findings for the S22 Ultra battery, it sees that you will average between 4 to 7 hours of screen on time. The lower end is when you're using 5G and QHD plus all the time, with 5G being the main battery drainer, which is also something that generally causes the phone to be a little bit warmer to the touch. For the best experience in terms of battery life, we recommend definitely using FHD Plus at 1080p for the screen resolution, forcing the phone to only use 4G. This netted us a much higher screen on time with a good amount of battery left on the best days, with around 23% and a total day usage of 15 hours. Now, the wired charging experience has so far been a very telling experience for us, and depending on when you're watching this video, Charging speeds are still under investigation, with more findings or potentially even concluded by now. We've tested the super fast charging 2.0 feature of the S22 Ultra using a 45-watt charger compared to the 25-watt charger using just super fast charging 1.0. We highly recommend you watch that video, but in short, we saw no difference enough to justify using it. So with that in mind so far, we would say save your money and use the 25-watt charger. Now, we say so far because that was with the supposed older 45-watt charger with the model ID EP-TA845 compared to the newer 45-watt charger with the model ID EP-T4510. The newer one has just come into stock. It's been ordered, and when it arrives, we will be doing a follow-up charging test to see if there is a difference. But our early opinion and thoughts tell us that there will be no difference. Let's hope we are wrong on this one. Concluding things after 2 weeks with the S22 Ultra does tell us that we did predict, and also even more, we actually requested Samsung to do this, and it does show that we at SamMobile were right. Let's take you back. On the 5th of August 2021, after Unpacked featuring the Fold 3 and the Flip 3, as you know, we did not get to see the Note 21 Ultra. We posted an article on said date with a signed petition which reached over 40,000 people signed, requesting Samsung to bring back the flagship Note device in the first half of 2022, making it the main focus device. We actually think they listened to us specifically at SamMobile and did exactly that, but all in the name of calling it the S22 Ultra. As expensive as it is, the S22 Ultra is a great flagship device and shows Samsung are still kings of the large phone form factor. What's your thoughts on the S22 Ultra? Let us know in the comment section below. For the latest news in the world of Samsung daily, be sure to visit us at sammobile.com. And for the latest videos on YouTube with SamMobile TV, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and we will see you next time.